Hi everyone, welcome once again to my YouTube channel. I know it's been forever, but I was waiting for this to arrive. We have an Ender-3 version 2 3D printer, and I'm really excited about this because it means that now I can start creating the kind of geeky content that I'd promised that I'd be creating earlier. So today's video, we're going to do an unboxing of this Ender-3 3D printer. And hopefully I'll get to the stage where you actually see it working. If I don't get it working today, then I'll probably do it in a subsequent video. But I'm just going to show you what it's like, what's inside. I'm really excited for this because now I have a 3D printer at home and I'm building up my electronics and robotics workspace. And I'm really happy about this. I use this space primarily for research for Fundibots things, but now I have a little bit of room to tinker and experiment, and I just want you to be a part of that journey. So today's video, we'll be focusing on the unboxing of the Ender-3, and we'll get it to work, and then maybe you can see a little bit of it printing, and then in a subsequent video I'll sort of break down how exactly 3D printers work, and I think it's going to be really exciting. So welcome, join me on this journey, and see you in a few minutes. All right, pretty standard box. You have some documentation. Let's see what's in here. There's a sticker, well, it's a certificate of some sort, some paperwork, random invitations, warranty card, and then the user manual. So this is what I'll be following. It has the description of all the parts that are inside, the spare parts, the installation process, the nozzle, and all these things. So yeah, looking forward to setting this up. Looks pretty, ooh. The screen looks very interesting. Looks like a high resolution screen. We'll see what that actually looks like in real life. Cool, let's put this all aside and take a look at the actual printer. So this is foam padding just to make sure that everything is safe. Love it, nice, thick. Looks good. Throw that aside. And this is the printer itself. I don't know if you can see that. Looks really well packed. I hope everything survived transit. It's been in transit for like 3 weeks or something. So just grab this. I don't know what this is. Oh, cool. This looks like the screen. Looks like a very high resolution screen. I hope it's good quality. Looks really cool. Let's put that aside. This is a spool holder. So this is where you put the filament. Looks pretty standard. This looks like the extruder. No, these are end switches. Yeah, this is definitely an extruder of some sort. We'll see how it. Yeah, this looks like the extruder. Yeah. Okay. And then this. I don't know if it's connected. Okay. All right, it looks like it's going to be hard to remove this on its own. No, this is the extruder. This is the extruder. You can see the nozzle. So we'll just leave that and try and get them out separately. So let me pull out this whole unit. Oh, this is the rails. I think it's part of the frame. So this is either the frame itself or like the rails for the axes to move along. All right, let's remove this. Ooh, this is heavy. And get them all together. Yeah, this is really heavy. Wow, this is a pretty unique design. Looks like assembling it might be a little bit easier than I expected, but this is really heavy. Like I'm straining to carry this. This is really massive, but yeah. So let me put this aside somewhere, and then remove this. Looks like there's more stuff at the bottom. Yep, this is just extra foam padding. Again, pretty solid, so I hope it's protected our 3D printer in transit. Put that aside. We have a servo motor. Looks like it connects to one of the axes. Put that aside as well. We have the tools that we'll need to set it up. Some tweezers, some cable ties, some spanners, some Allen keys, and a cutter. Okay, looks pretty standard. Then we have another thingamajig, and then a power supply. I hope this is 220 volts. Hopefully it has a switch, because I'm in Uganda, so our power system uses 220 volts as opposed to like American and I think Japanese systems that use 110 volts. But I hope that the Ender itself has a power switch to switch from 220 to 120 and vice versa. Either way, I also have a power converter that should be strong enough to handle this. We have some additional rails and frames. I don't know which is which, but we'll see. Looks like, oh yeah, this looks like the rails. We'll see. Oh, it's greasy. Some additional rails. And then a pack of test filaments, some bonus extruders. This looks like some bonus extruders. I don't know what this is, but it looks like some sort of adjustment nut or screw. Some additional control items, some additional electronics, some screws, cables. And then this, I don't know what it does just yet. And then a palette knife for removing the 3D printer, removing the 3D printed material from the bed. And that seems to be it. All right, and then the final thing in the box is the bottom padding. I don't think there's anything extra. I just want to be sure that I'm not leaving anything behind. Yeah, looks, that's it. That's the entire box. All right, so this is everything spread out. Servo motor, power cable, that's the filament spool holder. You have the control screen, the palette knife for removing finished prints, some additional frames for holding the entire unit together. And then you have the 3D printer base. This is where the print is done. So I don't know if this is magnetic for easy removal, but we'll find out shortly. And then the test filament that you can use to test out your prints, and then additional installation tools. And I have no idea what this is, but we'll find out shortly. I also notice here that I don't know if you can see this, but it has the switch for 115 volts to 230. So definitely there is an option for us to use it here without using a power converter. So that's a good sign. But yeah, so far everything looks like it's in place, like it's in order. So let's start the setup process, setup and installation. All right, so looking at the manual, it clearly lays out everything. I just want to do a quick test to make sure that we have everything. The XE kit is number 1, which is where, okay, yeah, that's this thing here. It's called the XE axis kit. We have that. Number 2 is the limit switch, which is on the axis kit. That's fine. Number 3 is the print platform. That's this. We have that. Number 4 is the Y-axis tensioner. That's that, I believe. Yes, that's that. Number 6 is the nozzle kit, which is this, I believe. Yes, this is the nozzle kit. Number 7 is the material rack and spool. We already recorded that. We have that, the material rack and spool. Number 8 is the Z-axis passive block, which is this. We have that, nice and smooth. Number 9 is the X-axis tensioner, which we saw earlier. Just drop this here. Number 10 is the screen. We saw this. Number 11 is the knob switch, which is on the screen. That's this little thing here. Number 12 is the machine base. I think that's this base here. Yeah, this machined base. So number 13 is the power supply. The power supply is this big unit right here. That's the power supply, and there is a voltage regulator. Whoops. So there's a voltage regulator here that switches between 230 and 110. Right now it's set to 230, so that's the voltage that we use here, and that's fine. Just switch this back. These rails are so smooth that it just keeps moving freely. All right, and then number 15 is the y-axis switch limit. That is here. There's a switch here. And number 16 is the y-axis motor. That's that. Component number 17 is the indicator knob, which I know is somewhere here because I saw it. Ah, here it is. It's right here, the blue one, blue indicator knob. 18 is the z-axis. So these two are, the E and the z-axis motors are combined along with the coupling. That's number 20. And then there's a z-axis switch, which is number 21, which is connected to one of the motors. That's also there. And then the power switch and the socket, which are at the back, which we saw earlier. All right, so it looks like we have everything in this thing. I hope you can see it in like the product introduction. So hopefully everything is inside there. And then we'll just do a quick montage of the assembly. There are some descriptions of the parts in here. I see that we have all of them. We have the blue line claws, the nuts, the filament, the hexagon socket. Everything is here. The accessories, at least I think everything is here. So these are called the axis profiles. There's the x-axis profile and the y-axis and the z-axis profile. Then there are the types of screws. I think I saw one of them inside here. Right, this is the screw. It's a little greasy, but yeah, that's there at least. And then we move to the assembly. So the first step says installation of z-axis limit switch. Step 1 is the bed. The printer base is okay. So we need the z-axis profile left and the profile right. So I need to know which one is. So we have, there are the two thick profiles and then the two thinner ones. Let me just unwrap this. It'd be easier to just use this knife. Okay, so these are the two thick profiles. Switch. Then the hexagonal socket. So what I need is the M45s, M4 by 45. That's the long one, the longest ones. Hexagonal countersunk. So I need to look for the z-axis limit switch, which is where exactly? Yep. All right. So this is the z-axis limit switch. This is the z-axis limit switch. So I need to get that. Align it with this profile. Yeah, it looks like it's supposed to be like that. It's really hard to tell these things. Okay, so the two screws come down and these come. All right, so I really hope I've got this right, because it's taken me way longer than I expected to figure that out. But it looks like that's what it's supposed to look like so far. We'll see. So then I'm supposed to get the bottom and screw that in. These two holes should be facing each other on either side. Something like Oh, come on, I've used the wrong screws. This is supposed to be on the other side. Yeah. Yep. All right. Let's hope I have this one. Let's hope I have this one right. And nope. And also, how do these nuts align themselves, like from inside there? Like you're supposed to screw these and then somehow they should align themselves, but they keep turning when they get in there. So that is a pain that I did not anticipate at all. Unless there's like a tool I'm not using, but so far this has been the most frustrating 3D printer setup I've ever done, but we might actually be making some progress. Also, this is going to be a time lapse, so there's a high chance this, everything I'm saying is going to be removed. All right, so this short. All right. Let us hope that it's aligned well. And then this other one comes here, the short side goes there. Really hope that's how it is. So then I need to get these bad boys and get them under here, just to make sure I have the right ones. And this part is going to be very interesting. Whoops. You know, very many years ago I installed my first 3D printer. I think this was 2012, and trust me, this is so much easier than the first one, because the first one was cut out of I think it was plywood, and it was one of those really complex DIYs, and it took us like 3 days to get that stupid thing together. So it's really nice seeing how far 3D printers have come. Like, this is first of all cheaper than that one, and then it's also just more ready to work out of the box. The setup is not as complex. It's been annoying just getting that first section right, but this is like 100 times easier than the first time I had set up a 3D printer. Step 2, install the Z-axis motor kit and T-type screw. This is the T-type screw, I believe. And this is the Z-axis motor kit. And then I need the hexagonal countersunk. They're just 2 pieces, yes. So I need this, this, and this. All right. So grab this out. So what the instructions are not making very clear is how. So this just shows the T-type screw, one piece, but I don't know whether they're too lazy to show the illustration inside, but this seems to be it. So it looks like this is supposed to go inside there. Has so much grease. So I think maybe that's how you're supposed to do it. Then get the Allen keys. I don't know if this is the right size. Is it this size? Nope. Nope. That's the size. Again, I can't tell if I'm using the right T-type screw. I can't see anything else, but this is definitely going to be moving it up and down the Z-axis. So let's hope that that's what it is. So this looks like that, pretty good. Then they want us to turn this around. I hate getting grease on my fingers. Looking at the back, man, this thing is heavy. Looking at the back, and then put this there, like that. Ooh, fancy. It says slightly lock. I don't know if they want us to do something with it later, but please tell me I have a screwdriver. Allen keys, Allen keys, Allen keys. There we go. Slight lock, as they say. All right, looks good. Step 3, install the pneumatic joint. Oh, fancy. So for this, I need the XE axis kit. I need the pneumatic joint. I don't know what a pneumatic joint is. Is that the one that I looked at? Nope, it's not the one. That's the belt. Yep, this is it. This is a pneumatic joint. I see that there are two. I don't know if the other one is a spare. I don't know what a pneumatic joint does, but it's going to be really interesting to see what it does. So I need this, I need this, I need this cable, the belt, the synchronous timing belt. I need one of these profiles, X-axis profile, and then I need a hexagonal flat round washer combination. All right, so step number 1 is get this timer belt, or as they call it, the synchronous belt. Put it over what? This is not making sense. It says do this, but 1, 2, 3. I think it's this one here. The one with the 3. Yep. Yeah, but how does it go over the edge without scratching it? Ah, what am I doing? Okay. So the hardest part of this is just figuring out the directions and angles that these things are aligned in, because I can see it's like that. So what does this go like that? Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, it goes over there. Does that mean I have to remove this? Aha, perfect. So I lock it like that. So that means that the belt needs to go over that, come back through here. Okay, got it. So this has to enter through here and then come back out. Man, I'm not going to lie, this thing is, if you're not very technical, it can be very frustrating. So you have that. All right, but it looks like a good start. This, the widely machined area, looks like it's supposed to fit right over here, so it's a very nice indicator of the direction that this is supposed to be in. So that looks good. I really hope that there's enough room in this thing to pull the belt without it getting cut. Okay. Question is, how do we get, which direction is the screw? Okay, so if I follow it using this, oh man, this is painful. if always using this, then it means I have that, the screws. So the screws are supposed to enter from this side. Ooh, this is annoying. Screws are supposed to enter from this side, and then okay. So this looks like it's supposed to connect from inside here, and then hopefully an Allen key can get in there and tighten it. This is really annoying, just so you know. It's like really annoying to align these things. It's actually making me nervous because I can't tell if I'm doing it the right way, and that's always a bad sign. But let's hope. So far everything looks like it's fitting. It's just how it's fitting that's really hard to, like, you need to be really nimble with your fingers. Because the adjustment is a little frustrating, but looks like we're making progress. Okay, so these two sliding over well. Okay, so I don't even know what's going on this side. It feels like this needs to be riding on something, but I don't see what it should be. Like, I feel like there needs to be something on top here, because it shows this little thing at the end, but I don't see how it fits. I don't see what this is, unless it's going to fit onto something else. But you know, let's just keep going. It looks like the pneumatic screw goes in here. All right. And I'm supposed to use a wrench to twist this. I don't know how strong it has to be, but looks like that. I'll probably have to tighten it a little bit more over time, but let's first make sure everything is right. So looking at the diagram, step number 3 looks complete. I have the timing belt or the synchronous belt. I have the pneumatic screw attached there. I've used the hexagonal washers, hexagonal screws. The washer combination looks good. Okay, that looks good. I have to attach the nozzle kit next. The nozzle kit is connected to this, so it's going to be very interesting to see how that navigates. And then the passive block is this thing here, and then I need one of those hexagonal M4 by 16s. I need one of them again. So this has to, okay, my bad. It's supposed to be flat. Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. All right, that makes more sense. So this so far looks good. I now need to set this guy up to fit here, to ride on these rails. So obviously the nozzle needs to be pointed down. I need to know, first of all, it's facing this way. These two are on top. Okay, that's fine. Does it ride along? I think I should have installed this first. Yeah. Yep. All right, let's get this bad boy set up through that. Ooh, smooth. Oh yeah, that feels smooth. Okay, and then this All right, holding this thing up is getting really heavy. I did not know that it would be as, these parts are really heavy. But at least progress is being made, and that's what matters. Okay, this, all right, this looks like the picture. What is this? So this guy is supposed to go through this. I really hope I don't have to. Please, please, please. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. Excellent. So this is supposed to come back and tie here, but I'm a little hesitant. I feel like there's something missing on this other end, and that's really making me nervous. Because this should not ride along this. So like it will get cut. So I'm wondering if I'm missing anything on this other end. This thing here, just put this down gently. Number 9 is an X-axis tensioner. It looks like this is the one that's supposed to be here. Now the question is, at what point in the installation do they ask you to fix it? Because they have not asked me to fix it, and that's a bit of a concern for me right now. Oh yeah, it's actually the next step. Okay. So far, oops. So far, step 4, we are okay. We have the blockhead here, we have the belt, we have the extruder that's aligning beautifully, we have the passive block, that's fine. This is going round, this is coming through. So we're supposed to add this little thing here at the end so that it keeps the belt in tension, and I think it's really good for adjusting it, because I was trying to figure out how you'll be able to adjust the belt. So now step 5 says install the X-axis tensioner. Perfect. So we need the X-axis tensioner. That. We need the M4x14. That. Definitely looks like the one, it's just the one. And then we need the last of these M4x14s, flat round heads. 1. Perfect. Cool. So synchronous timing belt comes out. Okay, I'm going to have to lay this flat. I really hope I don't damage anything in the process. This is dangerously close to the edge, but I have a small workbench. Just bear with me. So we need to get this out and somehow get this through here. It looks like I might be able to remove it completely. Yes. And then, perfect. Do that. This goes over there. This is a relief by there, because I thought I'd been given a package without a part. This goes there. Where is the hole? Okay. This, all right, goes like this. That's okay. This comes through here. And following these instructions requires some sort of visual acuity. All right, that's fine. The base is there. I'm just going to put this in place to hold it slightly. And then looks like it's supposed to go like that. It's like a perfect fit. So one screw goes here, another screw goes there. Right, perfect. Question is, which is which? The flat head goes this side. and the round head goes that side. Oh man, this has been very interesting. Boom! So happy. That was intense. Alright. The flathead makes sense because this is supposed to move. Yep, okay. Step number 6. We are there, almost there. So I feel like these now, wait, where is this belt? Should come and slip themselves here. I don't know, this part is also another mystery, but let's just drop it in there for now. If anyone is watching this and you've done this before and you're cringing at everything I'm doing, please be patient with me. We'll get it right. And that goes there. Looks good. So now this moves freely. Sorry, this moves freely, driven by the belt. Whew. Okay, step number 6. Install the Z-axis moving kit and adjust the tight of the X-axis and the Y-axis tensioner. Pneumatic. All right, so magic time. Time to flip this around. Man, this is interesting. So you see I almost bent that just because I wasn't paying attention. This thing is really heavy. So just look at the height, that looks okay, but obviously it's supposed to be somehow adjusted so that it moves up and down. So that's the next step. I like how it says take these 2 assembled components, and it doesn't show that they are connected by this really unwieldy cable for the extruder and for the filament guide and the power cable. All right, but so far it's telling me that this is the direction that this is facing. This is fine. So now I have to sort of insert this. So this is time to remove the cover of this rod because it will not move with it intact. It's really greasy. So then I have to sort of put it just very slightly, make sure everything is aligning itself smoothly. That seems about right. So now to get it to move up and down, I have to rotate this guy. Is it bit? Yep, I have to rotate this guy. Seems a little tight on this end. Yeah, this end seems a little bit tight. I mean, there's no other way to adjust this, so there we go. Whew, I was a bit worried there. Okay, I really hope it's straight, because if it's not, then boy, are we in trouble. That's good. So what I've just done might not be a good idea, because if I do this, then I'm forcefully moving these motors. So sometimes that leads to the motors can generate current, which can then damage the... there's the switch. Perfect. The motors can then generate current, which can damage electronics, but I don't think that's a problem. Okay, that's good. All right, now I need to adjust the tensioners. So we have an X tensioner, and then the Y-axis tension. I don't know if it's this one here. Yeah. Manually rotate the X and Y axis tensioners to be the appropriate tightness. So this is, I don't get this. What does appropriate tightness mean? Right? Like, should I be knowing how tight this is supposed to be? Yeah, I'll just have to do this a little bit later. But so far this feels pretty tight. Well, not too tight, but all right. Okay, that looks good. Step 7. One more step. We're almost there, guys. One more. Okay, 2 more steps. Oh no, 3 more steps. 4 more steps. Oh my God.